Hi, my name is David Harvey. I'm doing a presentation on why we need to have guns on campus. There's a right way to carry a gun, and there's our right to carry a gun. In a situation where it becomes personal to us, we need to have the ability to protect ourselves. So there's this personalization on college campuses for our security, and an event happens to ourselves or a loved one, we want to be able to protect ourselves in the event of a catastrophe. As in the case of the Virginia Tech shooting, 32 individuals were killed, and the gunman purchased the weapon, first started killing off people in the dormitory, 2 people, and then proceeded to make his way through the campus, and he actually went on a 2.5-hour spree. The situation with one person with this many fatalities, it's possible that one of the students, if they would have had a weapon, could have prevented the totality of 32 deaths. In this video here, this will show the chaos of a shooting event, of the running, and the sadness of the totality for a mass public shooting, as in the case with the Virginia Tech shooting. Everybody's affected by the gunman in situations like that when it becomes very personal to us. In a situation where of 272 acts of violence from 1900 to 2008, totally affecting 500 individuals, over 500. Total killed, 281. 190 students, employees 172, total injured 247, students injured 144. And this really goes to show that it's an issue that we know it can happen to us here at UCCS. Will carried and concealed permits help to deter crime? And I will argue in favor of yes, going by the nation's leading expert, John Lott. Mr. Lott is quoted in his own books and these 2 other books, Evaluating Gun Policy, Guns and Crime, Ludwig and Cook and Mr. Torr, and also in Lott's book, More Guns, Less Crime. He basically states that violent crimes will decrease with the concealed weapons permits. And a question that was asked to him from More Guns, Less Crime, they said, what does this mean? And what Lott basically states is that he surveyed 31 states that have shall issue laws. These shall issue laws are the carried concealed permit laws. And he indicates that there is higher property, auto theft, burglary, and larceny crimes, but violent crime of murder falls 5.3%, rape 7.3%, aggravated assault 4.8%. So we can see by these violent crime decreases that the carried concealed weapons permit on the campus itself would actually deter a gunman or woman from wanting to kill others. In a question asked to Lott in 2004, are shall issue laws especially effective at preventing mass public shootings? Lott says that the right to carry is prevention and not going to increase a killer's motives to actually want to kill. So killers, Lott explains, mostly suicide, but they do get killed by others with weapons. What motivates a killer is the killing, and by having the rights to carry reduces the incentives for the killing. In this sad situation here, I know this is not really related to the college itself, but unfortunately the 77-year-old woman was robbed in her home, and she had no way of protecting herself. so this does go to the applicability of what a weapon can do in the event of a home invasion or a mass public shooting. Lott says that a woman 2.5% is more likely to be injured violently without a weapon. In this situation here and throughout the presentation, I brought this prop to show and indicate that there could potentially be a concealed weapon in here, and that this would actually be my method of choice in bringing it into class, where I could keep this is about the size of a .22 pistol, and what this could do in a situation like Virginia Tech, I could actually protect myself with the concealment of my bag and my weapon, and I would be able to live peaceably for the rest of my life. We have to ask ourselves, what gives us the right to protect ourselves? Though the Second Amendment of the Constitution gives us the right, federally, a well-regarded militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Importantly, shall not be infringed. The next route is the state constitution, Article 2, Section 31, the right to bear arms. The right of no person to keep and bear arms in defense of his home, person and arms and property, or aid in the civil power when thereto legally summoned, shall be called in question, but nothing herein contained shall be construed to justify the practice of carrying concealed weapons. In a recent court battle with the University of Colorado, taken up by some gun owners and students in Colorado Springs, the Denver Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the group. And the most predominant of the rulings came from the Colorado Revised Statute 1812, 204(1)B. And this states that a concealed handgun permit is effective in all areas of the state except as otherwise provided in Section 1812(214). And in 1812(214) limits a permittee's authority to carry a concealed handgun on the property of a public elementary, middle or junior high school, or high school. It does not limit a permittee's authority to carry on the the public property of a public university. So going by that, I spoke with the El Paso County Sheriff and asked how he would treat a situation if in the event that I was carrying a concealed weapon, and his specific words were stated that he will not house anyone on college campuses legally carrying a concealed weapon. So then we have to ask ourselves this, what's the right way to do this? Because the argument from the opposition is that people will not do it appropriately. So I contacted Colorado Handgun Safety and asked them of their requirements for their courses and for their instructors' certifications. And they basically have every single certification necessary to train actual law enforcement officers. In their basic course, they have inexperienced shooters course. This is an NRA basic pistol course. This is a 10-hour course. 5 hours of it is done in the classroom, and the other 5 is done in the range. In the classroom, what they go over is the proper carrying procedures, the rules of engagement, Colorado's rules of engagement, and how to utilize the law to the weapon. And the other 5 hours is on the range, and they go through not only shooting certifications, but they also go over gun cleaning, handling, on person, in your house, storage of the weapon in the vehicle, and those things that are necessary to carry a concealed weapon on campus. Experienced shooters, on the other hand, like myself, a veteran of the war, we have to go through a 4-hour basic refresher course. This is a carried concealed permit class. And this is just going over what we already know, but it's actually applicable to the standards that are of requirements that are set forth by the Constitution of Colorado. The third process all applicants are required for fingerprinting for a federal and state background check. And then the last part of the process would be to pay a $152 fee, and you then receive your concealed permit from the sheriff of El Paso County. In conclusion, we have to take this personally here, because if it would happen to a loved one of ours, a friend, a family member, we want people to be safe. And it's more personalized if the event would happen to somebody close to us. And if we feel that way, then we need to apply that standard throughout all college campuses and take sympathy to the ones that have been injured or killed, like in Virginia Tech. And that'll be the conclusion of my presentation. Is there any questions?